Well, howdy there, fellers. Welcome back to Screenplay Studies. I'm back from the belly hurting birthday jail, and we're getting right back into it. Now, if you hadn't noticed from my rootin' tootin' dialect, we're going to be talking about a screenplay from a specific genre of films that may be on the tip of your tongue. Horror in space. Ha! You've been fooled. You thought this week was going to be a western, but we're going back to horror, but this time in space. I know it's really hard to tell, but this is actually an alien enamel pin. It was the only thing alien in my house that I owned, so we're gonna have to make do. That was your clue. Today we're gonna be looking at Ridley Scott's Alien. You better fasten your seatbelts and hold on to your seats, fellas. Please stop talking like that. I'd like to thank Betsy Weirs for her comment suggesting this film. So let's get right on into the subject matter, fellas. We're supposed to stop.
Come on, take a walk with me. Alien was written by Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett. It was directed by the legendary Ridley Scott, and it premiered in theaters May 25th, 1979. Oh, here's my stop. Look, I'm not going to talk your ear off this time. I'm just going to get straight into the screenplay. Let's go. Matthew, cue the epic music for screenplay time. Like usual, here's my personal copy, which is nothing like the copy we're going to be looking at digitally. Granted, they're both going to be digitally, but they're different, okay? This one's a very early draft compared to the final draft. So this early draft that I own was originally written in 1976, and this was right after they changed the name of the project from Star Beast, weird name, to Alien, that we all know and love, and appreciate, and love, again. So right off the bat, we can already see a lot is different in the setup between one of the early drafts, which I have, and the final draft for the movie. The early draft graciously gives us a synopsis, a cast list, and an actual diagram of space so that we understand the context of the story. At least the space of the story, maybe not our specific space, but you know. The final draft of the film has none of these three things. Not a synopsis, not a cast list, not a diagram. Why would they get rid of the diagram? It was the coolest part. We can also look over what a synopsis is, since we haven't seen this before in one of our screenplays. So the screenwriter will usually write a synopsis just so they can get cast, crew, producers, directors, anybody who's looking at it for the first time, just get them up to speed without having to read through the entire thing. As a writer, you know, we try to make it at least interesting and engaging all throughout, but some people just don't have the time. They're not bad people. They just don't appreciate our work, and soon they will feel our wrath as writers. If you were eagle-eyed a little bit earlier, you could tell that in the cast list, none of those characters are in the final film. Robbie is replaced by Ripley. So the only thing that stays consistent from this early draft to the final draft is the concept and design of the facehuggers, the fact that the alien will spew acid, and that our main lead has a pet cat. So the creatures stay the same, but everything, including the people, the characters, and the location are different. I say that the location is different, but it's still a huge giant spaceship. It just has a different name, and it's there for a different reason. Now the screenplay ends the same way as the film. Robbie, in place of Ripley, has one final climactic battle with the alien in the escape pod, pushes them out into space, and then goes into cryo sleep. But the screenplay decides to get wacky with it, a trademark here on the channel, and tries to give a teaser for a sequel, which would later become Aliens, but it's in a different context, and not even the original did this teaser. It decided to show that underneath the escape pod, Robbie's escape pod, was an alien sack. So, more eggs were coming wherever he landed. I'm honestly thankful for the changes that they made, because the way that it's written in this early draft instead of the final draft, it would not have been as iconic and a classic like Alien is. So I'm glad they gave it another 3 years to polish this. So it just goes to show that Alien is just a testament to screenwriters everywhere. Just write and improve on your project until it's at its peak. Don't try to rush it, you know, if it takes half a year or 3 years. This has been Screenplay Studies. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You might notice that there is a scheduled video for next week, since next week is spring break. So you'll already know what it is ahead of time. So look forward to that. Thank you so much. Bye bye.